obviously making these video blogs is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of preparation. So I know a lot of you must be wondering, why am I doing this? And for me, one of my biggest motivators is my sister. I've always struggled with my weight, going back even to when I was in high school. After I graduated, I was still struggling with it, and I spent hours, days, probably close to over 100 hours trying to figure out what I could do to get in shape. And I would basically just take advice from anybody. And I heard a lot of the same things, and I thought that was the right way to do it. And my first transformation, I think I tried just after 2003, 2004. This was the year after I graduated high school. And I did a 12-week transformation. I worked my tail off. I did before and after pictures. I recorded my workouts, and I tried to be real accountable. But there was a lot of confusion on what would actually work, and I think I placed too much emphasis. I know I placed too much emphasis on the workout, and I didn't really understand at that time the role that nutrition played in all of this. I think the workout I did was Muscle Fitness Magazine's Look Sexy Naked or something like that. It was in one of the local books, so I know maybe some of y'all probably already, maybe Look Great Naked. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all have seen that workout. It is, I think it's a pretty good workout. But I didn't get really any results, and I came out the other side wondering why I just wasted 12 weeks. And then I basically chalked it up to, well, I don't know, I guess I just don't have the genetics for it. So that was basically it for a while. I gave up on it, but I was still very, very interested in it. I saw the pictures of the bodybuilders and just how insanely ripped they were, and I was like, if I could just be a fraction of that, that would be great. So I actually continued to be interested in nutrition, and I think it was 2006, almost 3 years later. I don't know what exactly caused the spark, but I started putting the hours in again, and I did the research, and I understood probably for the first time how key the diet was, as opposed to just the working out concept. So I did the before and after pictures before. This time I did weekly weigh-ins just to make sure I was losing weight every week. I did my food almost religiously with my meals, though I think probably some of my, anyways, it was extremely successful. At the end, I didn't look anything like I did before. My meals were spot on, though at the time, looking back, I could still see some room for improvement on it. But because I was so consistent with it, I had phenomenal success beyond any of my wildest expectations. I didn't recognize myself at the end of that 12 weeks. I, at that point, decided that I wanted to be as large as I could. I decided, now that I've gotten in shape, now I'm going to try and take this next level. I want to be the largest guy, my size. So I'm 5'8", and I was like, how huge can I get? Can I be a Flex Wheeler or a Ronnie Coleman or something like that? And I tried to get as huge as possible. I ate thousands and thousands of calories a day. I really cut back on the cardio. I just did tons of heavy weights, and I got huge. I actually got up to 217 pounds. I could bench 345 pounds. Those aren't great numbers, I guess, compared to what some people can do, but for me it was insane, and I think for most people that's a pretty big number. But I had forgotten a lot of the dieting principles that got me there. So once I got to that size, I was 217 pounds. I was probably around 20% body fat. I could never reel it under control. So I went to Virginia Tech as a nutrition major, but I was never able to get that diet under control. I joined a fraternity, and I was drinking more, and I just was really never able to get back to those basics, the dieting that really had given me that success back in 2006. So this is 2008 now. Because I really wasn't working out the way I used to, and I definitely wasn't eating right, and I was consuming more alcohol than I ever had before, I was actually losing weight because it was muscle, but I was just gaining lots and lots of fat. And I was very, really unhappy with myself, but I just didn't have the determination or the desire to put back into it and get started and start eating right. I was really enjoying eating food. Anyways, I think it was back in 2010, 2009, I finally had a major thing happen in my life that really, for me, was like a reset button. And it was like, all right, it's time to get back on track. I was 187 pounds. I'm 5'8" again. I was probably over 20% body fat, and I was really just not happy with the way I looked and the way I felt. And so I decided, it's 2010. I can do this. I have a precedent. Let me go back and look through my old notes. Where can I improve it? And this time around, I actually decided to really focus on the diet again. And I had wild success with this. Within 12 weeks, I'd gotten the results I wanted to get. I was probably in some of the best shape I've ever been in my entire life, except, you know, at least comparable to what I was in 2006. I had just a wonderful year. It was fantastic. And I really, for the first time, began to get a sense of how to put all this information that I learned over the years together in something that will work every time for everybody. And what I slowly began to realize is that I can do this at any point. You know, my weight isn't really a problem for me anymore. I've completely got it under control. Do I always stay at 5, 6, 7% body fat? No, absolutely not. It's not really practical, it's not really reasonable, and it just takes too much work. Is the diet that you're going to see over the next 12 weeks what I'm going to eat year round? No, absolutely not. But over the next 12 weeks, I'm going to show you how to go from wherever you're at to the condition you've always wanted to be in your entire life. It's a short period of time, and you will have a transformation that will change, literally hit the reset button on your life. So for me, 2010, I got in the shape I wanted, and then I got into the shape I wanted, and then I just took some time off. I relaxed. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself all the way up through Christmas. My jeans still fit. My shirts look great. I was still happy with the way I looked at the end of Christmas. I was soft again, and I was soft up to the beginning of January. And then I decided, you know, in July, there's a beach week I'd like to go to, so let me go ahead and get in shape for that. And then I did it again for July, and I went ahead and dropped, you know, I think probably what I end up staying around is around 15% body fat for a guy, maybe 16 or 17 for a girl. That's a good, like, just resting body fat. But I can get back down in, you know, beach week shape within any 6 to 8 week period. So that's really what we're shooting for. Is this the diet that you are going to use for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. But is this going to give you the tools that you need to get there in the shortest amount of time possible, and then once you get there, it will give you the guidelines and the principles that you can use to maintain a healthy weight, and also give you the option to get in extreme shape anytime that you want. Now, in the meantime, my sister has seen me doing these various workouts, and she will, you know, always want to hop on with me, but I don't live at home anymore. I don't live in Chesapeake. I'm a student in Richmond now. And so I wasn't really there to walk her through the whole process. So when I was home, I would take the time to help her out. She's like me in that she struggles with her weight. And when I was home, I would get her on a diet. I would get her on a workout plan. And she would do awesome. You know, she would lose 5 to 10 pounds. But then as soon as I leave, she really wouldn't be able to keep that motivation, to keep that intensity. And I think part of it was she didn't have the self-efficacy that I had based on my prior successes. I know I can do it. I know as long as I stick with it, it'll work. Whereas she, when I wasn't around, she wasn't able to keep that vision going for herself to get her through the remaining 8 to 10 weeks. So that was kind of disappointing. And what happens with most people that fail on a diet is we usually just end up gaining more weight back than we ever had before. We just binge eat. There's a lot of depression involved with being overweight, and that causes a lot of comfort food eating. And I'm the same way. I do a lot of binge eating too when I'm not on a strict regular diet. So I really have decided to create this video as a way to store the knowledge that I've gained over the last 20 years, having filtered through most of the garbage that's out there, and creating a concise program that will work for my sister and will work for you if you stick with it. This is to me is also going, it's going to help my sister, but in addition, it's also really good for me. I'm a motivator, just that's my personality. When I really get excited about something, that passion comes through, and I get a lot of other people excited about this as well. I've had several friends that are either already done these transformations or would like to do it with me, and they're coming alongside me. I'm encouraging them. I'm creating these videos for them as well. But by me doing this for my sister and doing this for my friends and investing this time in it, I am just increasing my motivation levels through the roof. I have never been this motivated to do a diet absolutely perfectly. So what I tell you I'm going to do, I'm going to do. I am not going to cheat. I'm going to follow every single little thing that I tell you to do. So that's pretty much my summary of why I'm doing this. I hope that kind of comes through in my little story there. Do not think that your genetics are going to prevent you from achieving this goal. The only thing that will keep you from doing this is your motivation level. And that's why I'm doing these videos, to keep you motivated, to keep you accountable, keep you excited, and keep you pumped as I'm pumped. And I hope this is as helpful for you as it is for me.